So I want to go over something before we do sticks. So set your sticks down for a second. And that is the three circles that we do, which are called Taiji Qigong, Tai Chi Qigong. All right. When you do these, there's a certain way that you do them, and I do them. You know, after you've done these for years, you get very casual about it. But nevertheless, you should know what you're doing, and even when you're casual about it, you still do it in your mind. All right. First of all, you're always using the first four of the 13 energies. So Peng, Lu, An, Qi. Peng, Lu, An, Qi. Right? Okay, and then there's another little trick that you need to be doing while you're doing this. What you're doing is gathering cosmic chi. You're just gathering chi from the universe and bringing it into the third eye, and then sinking it down to the Dan Shen where you leave it. And when you leave it, normally when people do this, they do it very meditatively, rather slowly. It quote unquote cooks, right? As you think of one aspect of the Dan Chen is they call it like a little burner. And by a burner, they mean a little sidewalk-sized charcoal cooker. You know, it's to cook your meat for dinner in the afternoon, right? So you bring that down in there, and you just let it cook. And as it cooks, right, it turns into chi is the simplest way of thinking about it. And that radiates out to every cell in the body. And so you want to give it a moment to actually go through that process. So technically, give it a moment. Feel the energy come out of every part of the body. All the way to the ground. All right, two other little tricks. And if you were to watch videos of Master Feng or Master Zhang, if they're in a very formal mood, you might see them do this. They're sort of like me. It seems very casual. It's just kind of like this, and boom, down it goes. But when they're in a formal mood, or they're doing a teaching tape or something, watch my hands, the shape of my hands. Now, what I think of when I do that is hiking somewhere up in the gorge, getting really hot, kneeling down next to a stream of fresh water and gathering some water and just splashing it in your face, right? That's kind of, yeah, exactly, James, exactly, boom. It just, it is in fact really refreshing to do it that way. So I was just doing those relatively slowly and formally. You can do it much more casually, but when you kind of know all the things you should be doing, you're still sort of touching on them with your mind, and that's really what matters. So even if you get very casual about it, right? Okay, I'm not actually bringing it in on my face, but I am. All right. Now, we do the three Tai Chi Qigongs in between a lot of the exercises for a couple of reasons. When you're doing any of the exercises, even something as intense as silk reeling, which can get quite intense, you're not supposed to raise your heartbeat to 200 beats a minute, and you're not supposed to get out of breath. They're not really aerobic exercises, even though you'll get a little aerobic in there, but it's very slight. You're supposed to maintain calm. So one of the reasons for doing these three in between each other is just to bring your own chi back down in the center and just remind yourself to stay calm during these exercises. All right? Bring in a little oxygen, let your heart rest for just a moment. All right? Just let yourself calm down a little bit, because all these exercises are meant to be meditative, or at the very least contemplative. Okay, anything else? Often when you're practicing, the first set you do before you begin an hour of practice or 3 hours of practice, and the last set you do are the two that are, they're kind of the fence posts on either end of your practice. So you can be a little more formal with those, a little more traditional. And then the ones in between, you can be a little more casual about those. Any questions? Okay, when you are, hold on a second.
I noticed when I bring my hands up to my third eye instead of my
Yeah.
mouth or where I actually feel something going on in me.
Good.
It's a whole different feeling. It's like I'm actually putting something in there.
It is a whole different feeling, Kevin. And you guys, what Kevin is saying, of course, is exactly what you need to do. Just watch yourself inside, pay attention, and see how you feel with this, and you'll find that
Things are happening.
that things are happening, as Annie says. If you come into the crown chakra,
It's a different feeling.
you'll get one feeling. When you come into the third eye, that's another feeling. When you come into the heart, that's another feeling. When you come into the third chakra, the Danshin proper, that's another feeling. When you come into the root chakra, it's
That's
another
really
feeling.
another feeling.
That's really a different feeling. And I mean, that's how you explore it and find out what it means for you. I think there are great similarities, of course, between people, but there are also differences between people. So you can't put an ironclad formula out there that if you do X, Y will happen. You just play with this, just experiment. Um, what was I going to do? Why did I grab my sword? Oh, when you're working with a sword, for instance, or we'll do it with the stick, right? You still do the same things, right? You begin, right? You just begin with your sword like that. Thank you. If you're working with your stick, and you can grab your sticks now, Right? Just hold your stick in such a way that you're not gonna beat any of your furniture or your neighbors. And you just do it with the stick. Now there are weapons like the halberd, which is really tall, and the tall staff that you can't do that, but there's other things you can do that. Okay.
You're looking very casual.
And the other side. Lee circles. And reverse. And shoe circles. And reverse. And pink circles. And reverse. And reverse. and walk. Okay, you can put away your sticks. Head turns. And center. And right ear up. And relax, and left ear up. And relax, and right ear again. And relax, and left ear again. And relax back to center. Cross the hands on the chest. Raise the chin. And relax. Drop the chin to the chest. Tuck it in and raise the back of the neck. And relax. Cross the hands on the chest again. Raise the chin. And relax. Drop the chin to the chest. Tuck it in and raise the back of the neck. And relax back to center. All right. Head rolls. And down to center and reverse. And down to center and back up. Forward spinal wave. And reverse. And good. The qua. And reverse. And good. And reverse. And good. The windmill. And good. And the shoulders. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And alternates. And reverse. And double. And reverse. And good. And kicks. And shake it out. And good. And the wrists. And the other side. And double. And stretches. And the other side. And reverse. And the other side. And relax your wrists. And the ankles. The other side. And rotate. And reverse. And the other side. And reverse. And close. And open. Close. And open. Close. And open. Close and open. Do Ling. And touch the earth. And close your pores. Salute our masters and salute your classmates. Thank you, everyone. If you're going to stay for Tai Chi, give me until 1/4 past the hour. Otherwise, we'll see you next time. Ciao.